Maine's summer lobster season is in full swing, but right now there is another ocean delicacy that is getting attention, especially in fish markets and restaurants.
This is the month when hundreds of fishermen can catch halibut, the sometimes huge fish that have long been prized by fishermen and fish eaters alike.
So 207's Don Kerrigan went to see how it's done and why the halibut season means so much to those who try to catch them.
On board the lobster boat Bug Catcher out of Port Clyde, we are headed, we hope, for halibut.
Oh, I love it.
We're going out with longtime friend Gerry Cushman, a leader in Maine's lobster industry, but this time of year, he and many others also hunt a very different sea creature.
You catch a 100-pounder and you get $8 to $10 a pound. Yeah, there's money in it. Little out to dinner money.
The bottom-dwelling halibut has been a prize catch for generations of Maine fishermen. Years ago, they would sometimes haul in halibut as big as the fishermen themselves, weighing hundreds of pounds. And the fish are still caught essentially the same way they've always been, using long lines of baited hooks sitting on the bottom, then hauled up.
How long is this line?
65 fathoms.
65 fathoms, 390 feet to the bottom. That's where the ground line full of hooks begins. It's anywhere from 300 to 600 feet long.
I think we had a fish, but I don't know if he's on there anymore.
This line, though, has just one halibut. It's been chewed up by seals and was too short anyway.
This halibut typically would be alive, and if the seal didn't kill it, and I would be able to release it.
Halibut are considered overfished and not plentiful, but they can still be legally caught. Gerry is one of just 74 Mainers who have permits to fish halibut in deeper federal waters all year long. He's allowed just one fish per day over 41 inches long. More than 500 people are licensed to fish halibut only in state waters inside the 3-mile limit. They're limited to just May and June, also have a 41-inch minimum size, but can keep all of the fish they catch.
Yeah, no fish?
No fish. 2 more chances.
Yeah, that's what I got.
His first line produces nothing. Like they say, it is called fishing and not catching. On to line 2.
Off to the next one.
And all the time, he's being monitored electronically by federal fishing regulators. There are cameras on the boat and computers to register any fish caught. But this line is no better.
Here's your dinner, Don.
Just an eel or two. Line 2 finally is all in with no halibut, but the third and last line shows hope.
He's pulling too hard. He's pulling too hard.
The hope doesn't last, but then another.
I got something, but it ain't. I don't feel like it's a fish.
And finally, a fish it is. Just barely.
There he is, but small. What's up with the babies? You gotta have babies before you get big ones, I guess.
Gerry manages to keep a sense of humor for us, suggesting photographers Scout Fishman and I are bad luck, what fishermen call a Jonah.
This is clearly a sign of a Jonah being on the boat. We won't mention names, Scout. We won't call anybody by name. Or Don.
But it's still been a few hours of burning fuel and bait for no fish and no money.
Sometimes they come up empty.
What?
Sometimes, you know, it's and sometimes you get Jonahs aboard, and sometimes.
And he has caught a lot of halibut before. These clips are from the last few years, showing the excitement when a big one is hauled on board.
You're not in it for the money. I'm not in it for the money. You don't steam all the way out here for the money. You know, them guys that can catch 10 in a day can have a good day's pay for doing it. But no, this is a hobby.
And today, one of his friends did score big.
Wow, he got 2.
Fishing a little bit closer to shore in state waters, Chris Anderson caught his first 2 legal halibut ever, 34 and 36 pounds.
You could feel it tugging, you know, it makes a little jerk, quick jerk, couple jerks.
Yeah.
Then you're asking yourself, do I really have one, or was that just the anchor coming off bottom, you know. But
One was likely to be sold to a local restaurant. The other bought by the fishermen's co-op and cut up right on the dock. Spinner Lee said it would all be sold by the end of the day. For Chris, it's money in his pocket and perseverance rewarded.
guy told me the only way to get them is put hooks in the water, so, you know. You ain't-
So are you hooked now?
Yeah, I'm hooked. Yeah. I can't. As soon as this weather goes by, we'll be doing it again.
Same for Gerry, even on a bad day. And he too will be back.
You get it, and you know there's a big halibut on there. What's that feel like?
Get your heart beating. It's like deer hunting or anything. You know, once you see that animal, you see a big buck or anything, your heart gets boom, boom, boom. So, unfortunately, we didn't have that today. I was hoping, really hoping.
Yes, he'll be back. The lure of a big halibut, irresistible. It is, after all, fishing.
So Don says he bought 2 pounds of halibut and it was very tasty. Maine fishermen may like catching halibut, but they don't catch a lot of it.
According to records from the Department of Marine Resources, in the 1950s, the halibut catch averaged around 110,000 pounds per year. The past 10 years, the catch averaged half of that amount.
But in the 1950s, the price was around 25 cents a pound. For the last decade, the average price for halibut for the fishermen was more than $6 a pound.